Everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today we are continuing my Mandalorian Season 1 rewatch with Season 1 Episode 2. And of course, we are still awaiting tonight, probably around 8:30, maybe 9. Sometime during the Cowboys game tonight, there's supposed to be some brand new footage for Season 2, which of course I will record my reaction to and my breakdown of and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm going to start the timer. Ignore that 1 second that's on the timer right now, and then I'll try my best to press play and hit the start timer at the exact same time as quick as I can. It might be like a second delay or something like that, but also there will be a small window that pops up like you see now periodically, and it will show what I'm watching, but obviously I can't keep it on there the whole time because YouTube will say no, stop that. You know, Disney will come down and take this video down. So obviously I can't show the whole show, but yeah, if you want to watch along, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this full screen, and all right, I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna count down from 3, and I'm gonna hit play, and then I'm gonna hit start on the timer. Hopefully I can get it pretty close. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, I have started previously on The Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the whole previously on thing. So, we're watching this. You are a Mandalorian. What's the actor's name who plays Queel there? I know who he is. I can see his face, the actor's name who plays Queel. I just can't remember what his name is. Yeah, and again, we still have the mystery of IG-11 was explicitly told. He even said, like, he was specifically told that the target was wanted dead. Which, is not what Din Djarin was told, so that's interesting. Yeah, another mystery. And this cool little graphic beforehand, all the shines going through, like a metallic looking versions of all these characters. I wonder if that's still going to be around for season 2. I wonder if that's like a thing they'll put on all the Disney Plus shows, or maybe it was just an idea and they can do it. This little lizard thing, I wonder what those are called. Little lizard creature. The soundtrack is so amazing. So we've seen photos and we know that a lot of this was in the volume. Yeah. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but obviously you're not going to hear any audio on your side because that's, you know, Disney and YouTube will smack that video out of the sky. You know, so no audio on your guys' side. So obviously. Next time I'm going for a drive, I'm just gonna put this soundtrack on. It makes me want to drive just anywhere, just with that music. So he senses something, like what is he? Did he hear someone or? Oh, that's right. You can see it in the reflection of his helmet. If you guys noticed, you could see someone jumping over. It looked like you could see someone jumping over the canyon above him. So that must have been what he saw. Now, I know these are like the boss guys. What they're called? What are they called? Trandoshans? Is that it? I think they're Trandoshans. That's the name of them. I remember finding it strange that you can't really tell in the episode because they're moving so quickly, but I remember they had released a still of this scene and they looked they didn't quite look like Bosk. Like they had changed the face up a little bit, and I don't know if that's like if there's just Trandoshans just look drastically different or what, but they they didn't have like the same snout type like reptile face that Bosk has. They had like a more humanoid looking one. Um, so that's just something I always thought was a little strange. Not sure what's up with that. Oof. So he's just like carterizing it, I guess. Oof. This is like our first hint right here. Like he tries to help him like right away. And that's how you know that Baby Yoda is just a really cool dude. He like this is before any connection between them has really been made. He's immediately trying to help him. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Stop. Get back in." So, if only he had waited like a few seconds, he would have seen what was going on there. And yeah, about all these like electrical components that you see on the inside of the armor, I don't know what does that do. What is what does all this do? Because I always took the Beskar to just be like just plated armor that was really tough, but it's got like a whole electrical component side to it on the insides, and I'm not really sure what it's for. Like, does it somehow help his visor? Is he seeing stuff or what? I don't know. And of course, this is the part that everyone loves when he starts shooting off these Jawas. And I think these are like referred to as off-world Jawas, which is it's an interesting term because if these are called off-world Javas, then the other ones are just normal Javas. So it's like, is Tatooine their home world, or are did they just call them off-world Javas because they didn't know what else to refer to them as? Um, in any case, it does kind of bring up some more questions. Like I guess if Jawas are just like a scavenger type species, right? That's what they do. I suppose it would also make sense that they're not necessarily bound to one planet, right? Like I guess just like any other species, they've gone to other places before, and especially more desert dwelling places, and they're just still scavengers. They just have slightly different eyes, I guess. Maybe we're just not supposed to overthink it too much. I do like that we're finally like we're seeing a little bit of the inside of this thing. Um, I mean, obviously we saw the inside of it in A New Hope, but like, we're seeing like the control center, like the actual driver's seat of this thing. And if I remember correctly, he set like the Baby Yoda's cradle to follow him, right? Like I think he's got like a thing on his wrist that he set it to follow him. So I don't think Baby Yoda is actually controlling that and following him on purpose. The Jawas, I think in many ways are like they're kind of like the original minions, like the stupid, despicable minions. Like in a lot of ways, the way they behave and stuff, and the way they sound, even it's like, were these just minions the whole time? I remember some people had a problem with him getting beat up by Jawas, but it's like, when's the last time you fought off like 40 little like, especially when they all have like their stuns on like that. And again, electrical components inside of his armor, and I feel like that also electrocuted him, like messed all his armor up. I don't know. At least it leaves a trail, like a really easy to follow trail. Like, you can always find them again, so that's good. All his weapons are gone. Because we saw in the first trailer for season 2 that this ship looks all damaged and like the hangar bay was open and it's like smoke coming from it. So you think about like this, that's going to be the second time that we've seen this ship really destroyed. So originally I was thinking like, oh, he's going to lose the ship in season 2, but maybe not. Maybe he does just find someone else to help him rebuild it, like he gets Quill here. So it's crazy that this is all in the volume. And like I'm trying to, obviously the stuff that's really far away was all volume, but like I'm trying to see even some of the stuff that looks closer up might have also not really been there. um oh, this is where it eats the frog. I have spoken. Oh yeah, he just eats the whole frog. So I guess this is because what do we see Yoda ever eat? We know he eats like the stew that he cooks for Luke. We know he eats that. He tries to eat that little like granola bar thing that Luke has on him, but he doesn't like that. So I guess the Yoda species is okay with frogs, I guess that makes sense because like where Yoda's living, like Dagobah, there's probably frogs and snakes everywhere, right? So I guess that makes sense. You just never. I don't know why, but I don't think of the Yoda species as reptilian, or even amphibian. I don't know why. They don't come across that way to me. I think it's because they have hair. I think that's what prevents them from looking more reptilian or amphibian in my eyes, at least. But I've heard other people say that, oh yeah, they're just like reptiles. So I don't know. How many uh how many Jawas can fit inside one crawler? And I was gonna say it's funny how you can tell how frustrated the Mando is, like just in the body language, like he's just really pissed off this whole time. And there's no real telling who was in the suit at this point in time because, of course, there were like two or three other stunt doubles who were kind of all trading off in the suit. So the ones in the background are already trying to take the baby. See, that's the scary thing is like what based on what they do to the egg at the end. I'm like, I think they would have eaten Baby Yoda. I think they really would have. Zuka, Zuka, Zuka. Yeah, see, I like that we're actually seeing the control panel of this thing. And something that I've seen online is that a lot of vehicles in this show were actually taking some inspiration from like the old Hasbro toys back in the day, or not Hasbro, but the old Kenner toys. Like there's like a troop transport around episode 7 that was just a toy. It was never actually shown anywhere. So I'm wondering if the interior, like the way to the design of the interior of this thing was based off like one of the old toys or something. And that's just they just said, okay, that's what it looks like. I wouldn't be surprised. I do find it strange that this rhino deal lays eggs, because it's a very mammalian looking creature, but it lays eggs, so it's kind of strange. But I guess that's Star Wars. They're just they mix up things to what you wouldn't expect it to be. He really should have. Well, I was gonna say he really should have left the child like behind. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense that he like. Well, I guess he didn't want to leave him with the Jawas. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I guess he didn't want to leave him with the Jawas, so that's why he would have kept it with him. Plus, also he saves him here. So, but okay. I remember when this episode first aired, a lot of people were like instantly like, "Oh, is this related to that rhino thing from episode 2?" um, it's not really, other than being rhino type creatures, but they're actually pretty different looking. Not just like the fur, but like even like the horn, like the other thing had like horns on the side of its mouth, and it actually looks fairly different. Oof, his chest armor's already beat up. Oh, it's like, is it like clogged with mud? I wonder what would have happened if he had hit it with that thing, because that thing could like it could disintegrate Jawas and stuff, but like could disintegrate Jawas, but I'm wondering what it would have actually accomplished against something of this size. Would it have just burned, or would it have like taken away a chunk? Oof. It is interesting that this is what ends up becoming his like signet. You know, he chooses the Mudhorn after this. I guess it's just because it's like the, you know, him and the child working together for the first time, I guess. Yeah, so he was just gonna die here. Like he really had no further plans other than like, all right, I got my tiny little vibro blade. I'm gonna. This is all I got. Something else that's interesting is I remember hearing people before this episode aired. I remember hearing people say that they didn't want Baby Yoda to use the Force. Like they thought that would, I don't know, like take away from the Mandalorian or something. Um, so I wonder if there's still people who still feel that way. Where did he stab it? He must have stabbed it like in the exact right spot. Like he like stabbed it in the neck or something, right? He must have hit like the exact artery or something. I don't know. See, I guess this is my other thing about Baby Yoda here. It's like when he tried to heal um, Mando earlier. It's like, so he's not like a baby, you know. Like he's aware of the situation around him. He's aware of like when he should try to help, when he should try to act, stuff like that. Um, so it's just, I don't know. I am wondering, like, I'm still kind of wondering what level of intelligence he has, because there are times when it's like, oh, he's like a, he knows exactly what's happening around here, but then other times he acts like literally a baby, and it's kind of hard to tell. Suka, 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 suka. Yeah, it's just it's just really gross. Ugh. It's like, it's also, I think the yolk, it's like it's how orangey yellow and how bright it is, and like it makes it more gross. It's like, okay, so they got all the pieces of their ship back. I do, like in some ways I don't want to listen to what they're saying. He's still sleeping. Okay. Like I still have questions about things like why do the Jawas why do they want this egg? Like they're just not gonna. It's just like a thing. Like they're. I guess we don't really need an explanation. It's just like they're willing to give away like this entire like which I imagine would be worth a lot of money. All these parts. They're willing to give it all away for an egg. So I do like that they just montage past fixing the ship. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna sleeping baby Yoda, fixing the ship song. It's pretty impressive how well they were able to put it all back together because this place was like like nothing was there. They said it would have taken like days, but it feels like that it would have taken more like a month to do everything they did. But maybe Quill's just really really good at what he does, I guess. Man, I wish Quill had joined him and been around like for the next several episodes. I wish he had just been around. It kind of makes you think like is this like the first like genuinely just fully selfless like here I'm just gonna help you out because you know he showed up and like you just Quill must be like the first person Mando's met that's like just fully a good person. There's no like ulterior like oh I'm getting paid for this too like Grief Cargo like he's you know he gets a cut of the bounty you know so I don't know. Oh I miss Quill. I wonder if they're gonna have like a similar character show up though to sort of fill in that like you know like that older father role you know we'll have someone else show up and what if it was Boba what if no Boba wouldn't be that old would he no I was gonna be like what if Boba showed up and became like the father figure that'd be so weird no he'd have to be a little bit older I think dun, 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 dun. This music I think this is a shorter episode than the first one isn't it I'm pretty sure it is. Baby's sleeping. And he wakes up. Just to reassure the audience that he's not like in a coma or something. Okay, cool. That was episode 2. Here I'm gonna stop the timer. Okay, yeah. Pretty cool. just rewatching it all now, like there isn't like another piece of Star Wars that feels like this, and I mean, like, even in the shows and games and even in the books, like, I don't know what it is, like, this one just has such a, not even just a Western vibe, like, I know everyone says, like, oh, it's like a Western, it's like, yeah, but it's something about it being such a small thing, um it just has like a very unique vibe. I feel like that's gonna change for season two, though. Obviously, all the rumors are like, oh, it's gonna blow up and it's gonna be like this, a bunch of cameos and a bunch of spin-offs and a bunch of other stuff. So I feel like it might be missing this vibe when we return for season two. But I'm sure it'll be okay. Anyways, thanks for anyone who watched along with me. And yeah, I might end up doing episode 3 here pretty shortly, actually, because how much more time we got? What day is today? Today's like what, the 18th? Yeah, so we got not even that much. We got 12 days. We have 12 days, I think, if today is actually the 18th. We have 12 days until the next season starts. So I gotta get to watching. All right. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.